Swimming is one way to beat the summer heat, and while there are safety precautions to prevent drowning, most people don't realize that drowning can happen out of the water too. It is called dry drowning. And here to explain is Dr. Christy Valentine at the Valentine Medical Center. Thanks so much for being here this morning. And this is one I definitely had not heard of. I'm sure a lot of people haven't. Drowning without water.
Yes, so dry drowning, as it's called, is when you can have it, kids mostly, they'll be out inside playing on a slide, maybe just near a pool, and our body has protection so that water doesn't go into the lungs. So what happens is those muscles tighten, but they don't relax. And when they don't relax, then we can't get the water, we can't get the air actually into our lungs so that our body can have the oxygen that it needs.
Wow. All right. And then there's also wet or secondary drowning, another kind that doesn't happen just typically in the pool.
Well, yes. And so kids playing, they'll actually take some water in, maybe inhale some water. And so when they're out of the pool, maybe 24 hours later, what'll happen is that water will be in the lungs. The body's response to that water causes more fluid in the lungs. And so it's really distressing for parents because your child's playing, they're having fun, it's after the fact, but then they might start to act differently. Their behavior can change, they might get very tired, and those are symptoms that they may not be getting the oxygen that they need to their brain and other parts of the body.
Okay, so maybe if they've been playing around water and they kind of start to look tired or act a little bit different, you're saying that's the sign.
Exactly, but it's difficult because you have a kid outside, they're playing all day, it's hot in the sun.
Right, they could really just be tired.
They do get tired, exactly. But the problem is that it's different from normal. So any behavior change that's different, it can be an extreme fatigue, but then they also may get very, very cranky or angry or something that kind of tells the parent, this isn't my normal child. That's when it's an emergency and you should call 911.
Gotcha. And both dry and secondary are called drowning, but drowning you're usually dead. These are non-fatal types of drowning?
Well, they are non-fatal in that you get 911 involved, you get the child into the hospital, and they can be revived from this. Drowning is anything that really prevents that oxygen and from getting into the lungs. Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to necessarily die for it to be called drowning.
Exactly. And that's why it's a near drowning. And so, but these are things that we really want parents to be aware of in the summer because, you know, kids love to play around water. But they do have problems with maybe swallowing water, but not just swallowing it. They can take it into their lungs. Time is important. So we do a lot of education on when to go to the emergency room and when not to go to the emergency room. This is a time when 911 needs to be involved and called.
Okay, and so let's talk about treatment. Once you go to the hospital, what typically happens in these cases?
So they want to protect that airway. So they may put a tube in so that they can actually assist the child in breathing and help them get that oxygen from the lungs into the blood so that the brain can get what it needs, other parts of the body can get those same nutrients and oxygen, so that this isn't one of those events where unfortunately you see the children have neurological deficits, problems after the fact. So it's really about supporting the airway and making sure that your child has everything that he or she needs.
Gotcha. And what age are we looking at? Should parents be looking in this age range for?
You know, this can happen in, a lot of times we see it in the smaller children, 5, 6, but cases are reported where 10-year-olds, you know, this is the first time they're gone swimming. The mom has them out of the pool and they're wondering, I don't know what happened because my child was fine. I put them to bed. After they took their bath, everything was okay. And then they go in and check on them and see that this tragedy has occurred. So it can really occur with anyone that's young in the pool. You want to make sure that children they actually know how to swim because they will over-exaggerate their abilities in the water.
Of course.
Right.
Definitely something to be careful of.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for being here with that important information for the summertime while the kids are in the pool. For more on wet or dry drowning, you can log on to our website, WWL-TV.com, and click on links on 4. You can also call Dr. Valentine's office. That number is 363-4711.